Right. Good morning. Let's begin our session. Hope you can hear me. Let's start with so we were discussing about grep command in the shell scripting. We have seen some examples. So let's continue from there. So I've just launched a server for practicing all those things. So I'm going to connect to the server. I'm just connecting to the server. So let's start with grep command. I think we have understood the basic thing. What is the meaning of grep command and all? The full form of grep is global regular expression print. Global regular expression print. I think we have seen all these things in the previous session. So what does the grep command do here? Grep command is used for searching and the matching the text patterns. Okay, for example, so we need to understand that it print the lines grep command when you use, like, suppose if this is the command grep unix hello.txt. Grep unix hello.txt is the command, right? So what is the meaning here? Grep is the command which is used for searching the string unix from the file called hello.txt. So if it is such when it is searching this when it is searching for this particular string, it will print all the lines matching that pattern. Suppose if we have some 4 to 5 lines, so in whichever the lines we have in Unix string, so all those lines will be printed and it will be displayed as output. So all these examples we have seen. Let's again, let me create a file and let me execute all these commands. I am creating a file called hello.txt. This is the content that I am providing. We know how to create a file. We can use vi space hello.txt something. This is how usually we create a file by using vi editor. And I am just pasting all the content over escape shift colon WQ. So how to see what is the content present in here in hello.txt cat command. I'm using cat command to see this is the content we have added. And now what I'm doing is I'm using a command called grep unix hello.txt, meaning I'm going to search for this particular string from a file called hello.txt. Okay, I'm going to search for this particular string unix. So what is the output that we are expecting? It will print all the lines. See, when I'm searching it, you can see here, it is printing all the lines. It is printing one line, second line, where all the way in all the lines where the Unix string is matched. Okay, in whichever lines, in whatever lines Unix string is present and it is matching, it is printing those lines as output. This is the output for grep command. It is searching in all the lines and printing the lines where the Unix string is present in this particular file, hello.txt file. The same way, we can also search based on the string. It is case sensitive. You see, if I use Unix, all the lowercase letters, right? In this particular string, we have all the lowercase letters. So it is case sensitive only. It will search for the Unix string, which contains all lowercase letters only. If you want the other string in this way, if you want to search the other string where n is an uppercase letter, so we need to provide that particular string and we need to search for it. So it is case sensitive. Okay, whatever the string that we provide, only that particular string will be searched. See here, it is printing the line where this Unix string is present. N is uppercase. Okay, it is case sensitive. I am searching for this particular string and it is printing the line where this particular string is present. That's it. So if I want to search for an in case sensitive, suppose I would like to search for an Unix string. I would like to search for an Unix string, but it doesn't matter whether it's an uppercase, whether it consists of an uppercase characters or lowercase. Okay, if you are not bothering about the case sensitive one, then you can keep like -i. -i stands for, it won't consider the case sensitive, in case sensitive. Okay, it won't consider the case sensitive. So suppose if I'm considering this particular command and using it, you can see. So it is going to print all the lines where Unix string is present. Okay, either see it is printing all the lines with Unix with all the lowercase letters. Here it is also having n as an uppercase letter. It will print all the Unix string. Okay, either it has an uppercase letters or lowercase character. It won't consider. It won't worry about the case sensitive. So that's the reason why we are using -i. -i stands for in case sensitive. It won't worry about the case sensitive thing. So that is one thing, and we have understood you can, if you want to display the count, if you want to display the count for the number of matches. Suppose I don't want to print the lines. I want the count, the number of lines. Okay, in how many number of lines this particular string is present. It will display the count in 2 lines. It is printing 2 lines. It doesn't mean the two places. It is 2 lines. So -c stands for count, where the unique string is present in this particular file. It is present in 2 lines. Okay, this Unix is present in. And we have also used a command called grep-w. So this -w is for whole word, checking for the whole word. So wherever the Unix word is present, suppose if there is a word called, if there is a line in this particular line, in this particular content, you see, suppose we have Unix, right? Suppose there is a word called yes, Unix, yes. Consider this is also a string where the Unix string is present as substring. This is also a string where Unix is present here as a substring, but it won't consider these types of strings. Okay, even though if it contains some strings like this, it won't consider this string. It won't print this string because it is looking for whole word. That is the meaning of -w. -w stands for whole word. It match only for the whole words. If there is a string called Unix as a whole word, then only it will finds out and it will print that particular thing. Let me display. You can see here. So wherever Unix string is present, it is searching only, it is highlighting only those things, Unix, only those things it is highlighting. Whole word, Unix as a whole word. And -o, what is the use of -o? It displays the entire line. Okay. Usually grep displays the entire line. So, but if I want to display only that particular strings, only those particular strings that we are searching for in the lines. So we can search for the particular string. So only those strings, lines will not be printed now. If I use -o, lines will not be printed. You see this many times, Unix, the Unix string is present. So it is just printing the Unix string. That's it. It won't print the lines where the Unix string is present. It will print only the strings. So -o is used to display only the matched strings. -o is used to display only the matched strings. Right? If I want to display the line numbers, how to display the line numbers? We can use -n. -n is used for displaying the line numbers. For example, I am searching for grep command. Grep command will work as usual. Grep command is used to search something. You are searching something like Unix in the file called hello.txt, but we are just adding an option called -n. Why we are adding this -n? -n is mainly for printing the line numbers. You see here it is printing in the first line, and this is the fourth line. In this particular file, okay, hello.txt, we have many lines. So our string is present. Unix is present in the first line, and at the same time, Unix is also present in the fourth line also. That's how if you want to print the line numbers, we can use -n option. -n is used to print the line numbers while displaying the output. We can also inverse the output. Suppose, for example, if there is no -v, okay, assume that what is the meaning of this one? We are just searching for Unix string from the file called hello.txt. If I keep -v, we are inversing this operation. Inverse operation. This is an inverse operation. If I'm keeping -v, it is an inverse operation. What it will do? It will display the lines that are not matched with the specific search. That are not matched. Okay, so far, if I remove this -v, it will print the lines. It will print all the lines where the Unix string is present. If I give -e, we are just inversing the operation. It will print all the lines where the Unix string is not matched. It is going to print all the lines where the Unix string is not matched. So let me show you. I'm just giving grep -v. We are just inversing this operation. We are not searching for Unix one. So it will print all the other lines where Unix string is not present. So it is printing this line. Here Unix string is not there. It is printing this one. Unix string is not there. It is a different one. Okay, it is case sensitive. And this line also doesn't have Unix string. This line also doesn't have Unix string. So we are just inversing the operation. We are trying to print all the lines where the Unix string is not present. This is how we can inverse. We can inverse the search. Okay, we can invert the pattern for searching the strings or for printing the lines. And we can also use some combination of operations, some combination of options. We have an option like -v for inverse, -v for inverse operation. What is -i? -i is mainly for in case sensitive. Told you, right? -i is for in case sensitive. So either if you are searching for Unix or this Unix, it won't worry about it. It will print it will consider either it's an uppercase letter or lowercase letter. It ignores the case. -i will ignores the case. It won't worry about all these particular case sensitive matters. Okay, it will ignores the case. -c stands for counting the number of lines. It will count the number of lines that match the condition. So we can also use some combination of options. Okay, here we need to understand what is -v. -v is used for inversing the operation. Inversing means I don't want to print the lines which are matching with Unix. I want to print the lines which are not matching, which doesn't have this Unix string, which doesn't have this Unix string. So that is inverse operation. -i stands for in case sensitive. It will print all the lines. Okay, it will print all the lines where the Unix string is present. Okay, but we are inversing the operation. Make sure it will print all the reverse output. C stands for count. It will give the count. It will give the count of the number of lines. Okay, it is just giving the number of lines. The number of lines where this Unix string is not present. Okay, this is how we are using the combination of operations. We also have some other things. Okay, right. So we understood about this cap symbol, why we are using this cap symbol in the shell scripting to match the lines which are starting with the given string. To match the lines which are starting with the given string or pattern. Suppose if I use this one, I'm using cap symbol. I'm enclosing this in the string. Okay, assume that it is a string only, but I am adding a cap symbol. I'm just adding the cap symbol. So what is the meaning of the cap symbol? If I'm adding cap symbol, what is meaning it? It is searching for it will look for the lines which are starting with Unix. Okay, it will look for the lines which start with the given string. So when I search with this particular command, you can see the output. It will look for the lines which are starting with Unix. Can you see it is printing only the line? It is printing only the line which is starting with Unix only. Okay. So try to understand that we have this particular deal. What can we say? We can use the symbols. Okay. This symbol is used for using or matching the lines which start with the particular string. And we have also other thing to match the lines which end with the given string. You see, grep os dollar. I am looking for the lines which ends with os. Okay, here we are using dollar symbol. So this dollar symbol, we are using dollar symbol at the end. It means that we are looking for the lines which ends with the particular string. Okay, we are looking for the lines which ends with the particular string. So I am just using this one. Earlier, you see when I'm looking for the lines which are starting with Unix, it has printed only one line. Why? Because there is only one line which is starting with this particular string. Now you see when I'm searching for it, it is not printing anything because there are no lines. There are no lines which are ending with OS something. Okay, let me use another command. We have another command I'm using. I'm using write dot dollar, write dot. I'm looking for the lines which are ending with write dot. I'm looking for the lines which are ending with write dot. Okay, so you see here it is ending with write dot. So it is printing only the line which are ending with write dot. Hope you understood the syntax of all these things. Okay, we are using dollar symbol at the end to find out the strings, to find out the lines which are ending with this particular string. We are using cap symbol to find out the lines which are starting with this particular string. Okay, lines are starting with this thing, we need to use this cap symbol. If lines are ending with this one, we need to use dollar symbol at the end so that we can find the lines. And we also we also understand some other things. 1 second, I'll be unmute. Okay, you can see now. So this is the command. Okay, I'm going to tell you like some additional information which we use in the shell scripting. So if I want to print n specific lines from a file, okay, we use some options like -a, -b, -c. Okay, we use some options like -a, -b, -c. What is the meaning of -a? It prints the searched line and n lines after the result. N lines after the result. If I'm using of a, okay, it doesn't mean that it is going to print the whatever the line that we are searching with the grep command, it will search, and it will also print the n lines after the result. You can see some example. Grep learn hello.txt. Okay, what does this one says? What is A1 here? A1 tells to display one additional line. A1. What is A here? After the result. A means after the result. So it will display one additional line. It will display one additional line after each matching line. So we are going to search for this one. Okay. Let me copy this one and let me run this. We are using -a, and along with -a, we are using one. So what it will do, we are searching for all the lines which consists of learn string. Okay, we are searching for the lines which consists of learn string, and we are using -a1. The meaning of -a, capital A is, so it will print one additional line after the result. Okay, this is the result actually. We are looking, this is the result that it is printing. And you see in the first line, okay, it has printed the first line because the string is matched. We are looking for a string called learn. So the string is matched and has printed a line. It is displaying that output. And immediately after that, it is printing one additional line after the output. This is the additional line. It is still printing the output. Okay, it is still giving this line because we have asked like to print one additional line after the result. This is the result actually. Learn string is matched. Okay, once the learn string is matched, we are asking to print one additional line. This is the additional line that it has printed. And again, there is one more line where the learn string is matched. Okay, it has printed that particular line. Also, it is printing one additional line after the result. This is how actually it will display the output. So A1 stands for what? After the result, it will print some additional lines. Suppose if I'm using A2, if I use A2, so how many lines it will produce after the output? So it will print the learn string. So this particular line is printing because learn string is matched. Okay, learn string is matched and it is going to print two additional lines. If there are two additional lines, it will print. If there are no additional lines, it will print how many number of lines are based on the number of lines. Okay. So if you see here, this is the line that has printed, and after that, like we have two lines, two lines are there. That's why it is printed. You got it right? So we are asking two additional lines after the result. This is the result, and it is printing two lines. This is the result. It has to print two lines, but we don't have two lines after it. That's the reason why it is printed. Got it? You need to understand that these are the two lines that it has to print actually. After this particular line, it has to print these two lines. Anyhow, this is the one which is matching with the result. So I hope you understood grep command. A1, it will print the searched line and also n number of lines after the result. So if you want to print n number of lines before the result, yes, we can use this one -b option. We can also use -b, -c. If you want to print the searched lines, if you want to print the search line and n lines after and before the result. Okay, C is used for after and before the result. Before the result and after the result, it will print the number of lines. Okay. B is used for before the result. A is used for after the result. This is how also we can print the lines. Okay. And let's understand what is the meaning of this one. -R. What is this -R? When we use -R, -R is used for recursively. -R is mainly used for recursive. Suppose if I want to search for a command, you see, I want to search for a string. Remove this particular one. I'll discuss this later. Okay. I'm just going here. I'm just trying to print whatever command. So what is the meaning of the command we understood? I'm going to print hello string. I'm going to search for hello. I'm going to search for a file called hello or whatever it is from this particular location. Okay. What is this home/ec2 user? Home/ec2 user. Suppose if I want to search for a particular thing from a particular location, you see PWD will give you this particular location home/ec2 user. If you want to search anything, okay, if you want to search anything from a particular location, we use like this. Okay, grep grep. Okay, this is the one. Hello, we would like to search this particular string hello. Okay, from this particular location. Okay, usually I consider that this might be an hello as a file name also. If you are looking for a file name called hello from this particular location, yes, it will search for the file from this particular location, home/ec2 user. What is this one? Recursively. Recursively means this /home/ec2 user directory will have multiple directories. It will go for all the directories. It will look into all the directories and it will look for that particular file. It will search for that particular file. So we are just mentioning the path of the location, okay, where you need to search. This is the path of the directory where you need to search. We know about -i. We are inversing this operation. Okay, we are inversing this operation. R stands for what? Recursively. We are using R recursively. Recursively means this /home/ec2 user may have multiple directories. It will go inside the directories and sub-level folders and it will search for this particular one. That's the reason why we are using this particular command. Okay, we are going to search for this particular one. So we are going to search for hello.txt in this particular location. It is it is printing the output. Anyhow, hello.txt is present here in this particular location. It is printing. Okay, then anyhow, extended grep, we are going to understand. We are now trying to understand one called extended grep. You can see now is egrep. Egrep stands for extended grep. So we have we need to understand some wildcard characters. Okay, we use some anchors or wildcard characters. We need to understand. So far we understood the grep command which we use in the shell scripting, grep command in the Linux. Let's understand about egrep. Egrep stands for extended grep. Egrep stands for extended grep. Do you know about this wildcard characters? We use star, okay, all these things. Let me tell you the meaning of these wildcard characters. We use star, okay. What is the use of star? Let me open Notepad so that you will understand clearly. You can see here. We use star, okay, and we also use plus. We have star plus like this. So what is the meaning of this star? What is the meaning of this star? Star means 0 or more occurrences. Star means 0 or more occurrences. Okay. Plus means 1 or more occurrences. Try to understand. I'm just telling you like what is the meaning of using star. Star refers 0 or more occurrences. If I use plus symbol, it doesn't mean that 1 or more occurrences. Plus means 1 or more occurrences. Okay. Plus means 1 or more occurrences. Sometimes we use this quantifier, okay? Question mark, okay? This is how we use, okay? This question mark symbol. This is called as quantifier. It means 0 or 1 occurrences. Okay, we use this one. Question mark symbol. It is called as quantifier. What is the meaning of question mark? This one is like 0 or more. 0 or 1 occurrence. 0 or 1. If I use question mark, this quantifier represents 0 or 1 occurrences. Okay, let's see some examples where we use this star, plus, and question mark. Okay, so when I use star, for example, I am going to use this particular command. Okay, I'm going to use this particular command. Otherwise, let me take some other example. Okay, let me take this example. grep at. What is the meaning of this grep at star e hello.txt? I would like to search, okay, what is the meaning of this particular command? If we understand this particular command, we will be very clear with the star plus all these things. What is the meaning of this particular command? Anyhow, this is the string. Why? Because we enclosed here within the double quotes. This will be considered as a string. And I would like to search this particular string from a file called hello.txt. Any questions here? I would like to search for this particular string, AT star E. But I need to understand what is the star. Okay. We need to understand what is the star and not. But the main intention here is I am going to search this particular string from a file called hello.txt. Is it okay? You understood, right? So meaning is, let me show you. If I am using like this grep wormc hello.txt, I would like to search this particular string from this particular file. That's it. But instead of giving the string, we are using some operators here. We are using some other symbols, additional symbols called star, plus, and question mark, quantifier. What is the meaning of all these things? AT star. Okay, star represents what? Zero or more occurrences. T star, T followed by star. So the meaning of this particular one is your string must start with A and your string must end with E. The meaning of AT star E, try to understand. What is the meaning of AT star E? Your string must starts with A, your string must ends with E, and in between, it should be followed by number of T's. T star, it should be followed, it is T star. T star means what? What is star? Zero or more occurrences. Zero or more occurrences, meaning it consists of 0T. 0T means AE only. If it consists of 1T, it is ATE. If it consists of 2T's, it will be ATTE. If it consists of 3T's, it will be ATT followed by E. Hope you understood what is star here. Star represents 0 or more occurrences, meaning it can have 0 T's. The string can have 0 number of T's. The string can have 1 T. The string can have 2 T's. The string can have 3 T's, any number of T's. T star, meaning of T star is any number of T's. But what is the condition here? The string must start with A, string must end with E, and it should contain, it can contain any number of, it can contain any number of T's, either including 0, 0 or more. Star means 0 or more. It may contain 0, it may contain 1, 2, 3, and so on, any number of T's, includes 0. 0 means 0 number of T means what will be the string? In this pattern, 0 number of T's means it will be AE only. String starting with A, ending with E only. It is also allowed. This is allowed. This is allowed. This is allowed. Any number of T's are allowed. In the same way, tell me what does the plus indicates? What does the plus sign indicates here? Someone. You understood now what is star, right? Star represents what? 0 or more. 0 is allowed. What about plus? If I'm keeping plus here, instead of plus, instead of star, if I'm keeping plus, what do you mean by it? Plus represents one or more. One or more. Meaning, if I take the same example, AT plus E, okay, I'm not giving star, I'm using plus. If I use AT plus C, what is the meaning? One or more, this is not allowed. At least, you see, the string must start with A, string must end with E. In between, we have T plus, meaning the string must contain at least one T or more than one T. Meaning, it is not allowed. AE is not allowed. The string must contain single T, more than one T, two T's, three T's, and n number of T's. One or more should contain, the string must contain one T or more number of T's. But the string must be starting with A, string must end with E. String must start with A, string must end with E. That is the meaning of AT plus E. Hope you understood what is AT star E and AT plus E. What is star here? Star indicates 0 or more, plus indicates 1 or more. What is 0? 0 T's means the string AE is allowed. It will also print AE string. If it is 1 or more means it won't print AE string. It will start with ATE, ATTE, A triple TE, A4T's followed by E, like that. So there is one more thing which is called as AT question mark E. Okay. What does this quantifier says? What does this quantifier says? This is 0 or 1. 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 0 or 0 or 1. That's it. Only 0 or 1. What is the meaning? You can take this example and you can say what type of strings that it will be allowed. So it is question mark AT followed by this one, T followed by this symbol. So here also the string must start with A, string must end with E, but here it is T followed by question mark, meaning it should have either zero number of T's or single T. So meaning A followed by T, A followed by E, meaning zero number of T's, right? Here this particular string doesn't contain any number of T's. So this is allowed. At the same time, only single T is allowed and it won't allow more than one T. Either 0 or 1, that's it. 0 T's or 1 T. Okay? T question mark stands for 0 or 1, meaning how many occurrences of T we are looking for? 0 occurrences of T or 1 occurrence of T. What do you mean by star, star, T star? T star means 0 occurrences of T or 1, 2, 3, any number, 0 or more. 0 or more. It is 1 or more. Plus means 1 or more. Okay, here question mark symbol. This quantifier indicates 0 or 1. Hope you understood. Okay, let me search. Let me show you some other examples. Hope you understood. If I'm searching for AT star E from the hello.txt, we have a file called hello.txt. I'm just searching for this particular string. I'm just searching for AT followed by E, AT star E. You can see here it is giving the output like ATE. In hello.txt, we have, okay, in this particular string, we have this ATE. Star indicates either 0, 1, 2, 3, any number of combination. But string starts with A, string must end with E. If it doesn't contain any number of, so it should have at least 0 or more occurrences of T. You need to understand T followed by star means it should have 0 or more occurrences of T. So it is printing only one thing. Let's change it as A plus C plus C. So we are looking for one or more occurrences. We are looking for one second. What is this output? 80 plus E. So plus indicates what? One or more, right? So it has to print one or if there is at least one or more occurrences, it has to print. Not printing any line. Let me use this one, question mark.
I can see there it is written as like plus only support for egrep.
Yes, yes, yes. So here we need to use egrep, okay? So if we want to look for, okay, if I want to search for this particular one, we need to use egrep. That's why it is printing the output. You can see here. Egrep, and I'm using egrep, it is giving one line where this combination is present. The string where it starts from A, ends with E, and followed by one T, one occurrence of T. So plus indicates one or more occurrences of T. You need to understand, right? The star indicates 0 or more occurrences of T. It will also print the lines which starts with A and which ends with E, but there are no lines. There are no strings which starts with A and which ends with E. That's why it is not printed. So here we need to search with egrep. Why? Because you see here it supports egrep. Okay. Plus if you are searching with this operator, plus operator, okay, we need to search with egrep. Question mark also. Okay. This particular thing also we need to use egrep. Egrep AT followed by question mark. Sorry. Okay, what is this one? Question, this one 80 followed by this question mark symbol. Okay, quantifier. What does this is? 0 or 1, either 0 or 1. That's it. It won't go for more combinations, more number of T's. It won't look for the strings which has more number of T's. It will look for either 0 T's or 1 T's. That's it. So this is how this star, plus, and question and mark, these things will work. Let's go ahead and use other things. Let's understand. Okay. So we have some other examples to understand to write the script. Okay. To write the script, we need to understand some more examples. We'll see how to search for the word shell, how we are searching. Suppose if I'm searching for a word shell, how I am searching. This is how, right? Grep shell hello.txt. Suppose if I want the exact word shell, we can also use this type of delimiters. We can also use this type of delimiters. So these are multiple options. Like if I'm using grep shell, let's see. If I'm using grep shell hello.txt, I don't know whether I have hello.txt, but yes. Let me say. We have hello.txt, right? Okay. The file can be in the existing file. I'm going to save another file called hello.txt. I would like to add few things here. Let me add this. These are the lines that I'm copying here. Escape, colon. You can use cat command to see cat space hello.txt. We are just looking like whatever the lines that we have copied. These are the lines that I've given, and there is one more empty line also. Right. So I'm just using grep shell hello.txt. I'm just searching for the word called shell. I'm just searching for a word called shell. You can see here it is printing all the lines where the shell is present. Just printing all the lines, right? There are many lines you can see here. We have shell, 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 shell. There are many lines. It is printing all the lines where the shell word is present. But there is another way. If you want to search for an exact word called shell, we can also use these delimiters, boundaries. Okay, we usually call them as boundaries. So what is the meaning here? What is the difference between the above one and um, below here? You see. See, in the above, okay, when I'm using like grep shell hello.txt, wherever the string shell is present, it is printing all the lines. So it is not a single word. It is not a single word called shell. It is Unix shell. Okay. It is Unix shell, but shell is a substring here. That's why it is printing this particular line. So wherever the shell is present as a substring also, wherever the shell is present as a substring also, it is printing shell script. So shell is not a single word here, but shell is a substring. So where the shell is a substring also, it is printing all the lines. But if you want to print only the string, if you want to print, how can I say, if I want exact word shell, I don't want any other combinations to be present. If you want the exact word, we can use these delimiters. What is this delimiter says that? So these are called boundaries, okay? Slash this less than symbol, okay? Slash greater than symbol. These are called word boundaries. So we are ensuring that the shell is matched as an whole word. Okay, we also, otherwise we have also seen the other way, grep hyphen w. This is the best way of using this one. We can use this particular command. Okay. Otherwise, we can also use this particular command to print the whole word. Whole word. I'm not looking for any other additional strings to be combined with shell. I need a single word called shell. If it is like shell script or if it is like Unix shell, I don't want to print all these lines. If I want only the shell as a whole word, I want to print shell as a whole word, that time we can use grep hyphen w. Otherwise, we can also use these boundaries to print the whole word of the shell. Okay. So let's see. We understood about the line patterns. The lines start with question mark. Okay. If the lines start with this cap symbol, lines end with dollar symbol, we understood like we are searching for the lines. We understood all these things, right? If I'm using cap symbol hello.txt, we are searching for what? We're searching for the lines which are starting with shell. Okay. And It is printing all the lines. You can see the output ones. Okay, I'm using a command called grep shell hello.txt. I'm looking for the lines which are starting with shell. Similarly, I'm looking for the lines which are ending with shell. I'm looking for the lines which are ending with shell. If there are any lines, it will print. Yes, these are the lines. This is the line ending with shell, line ending with shell, line ending with shell. Okay, dollar symbol. We need to keep dollar symbol. We need to place dollar symbol at the end. Suppose if I want to search for the line that should contains only the shell word, only the shell word. Okay, so I'm just searching for it. What is the meaning of it? You can see here. Try to understand. I'm looking for the lines. I'm looking for the lines where only the shell is present. I'm looking for the line only the shell where the shell is present. Okay, the lines where only the shell is present. So here I'm using this cap symbol and dollar symbol at the end, meaning I'm trying to search for the lines which are starting with shell and which are ending with shell. That's it. I'm looking for, it is not like I don't want to print only shell. The meaning of this command is I'm trying to look for the lines which are starting with shell and which are ending with shell. They're starting with shell and which are ending with shell. That's it. So here, this particular one, okay, this particular one is used to search for the lines. If it exactly matches the word shell and nothing else, then it will print all the lines. Okay. We know so far we have used this cap symbol, right? What is this cap symbol? This is an anchor tag. We will be calling those tags as anchor tags. Okay. Anchor that matches the beginning of the line. Dollar. This is also an anchor that matches the end of the line. Okay. The cap symbol we are using, that's an anchor tag which is used to match the beginning of the line. Dollar which is used to match the end of the line. Got it? Suppose if I want to, let's say in some other example, lines start with S or H. You see, what is the meaning of this particular command? I'm keeping this in some other braces, okay? I'm keeping this in some other braces. Cap symbol, I'm using cap symbol and the braces also I'm using. What is the meaning of this one? So if I use this kind of syntax, the meaning is I'm looking for the lines start with S or otherwise H or otherwise E or otherwise L. Okay, I'm looking for the lines which are starting with S or H or E or L. Okay, let me copy this. You can see here, I told you we are searching for the lines which are starting with S, L, H. Yeah, okay, these are the lines that are starting with S. This is the line that is starting with L. Like that, if there is any line that is starting with E also, it will print. But there are no lines that starts with E. Meaning of this particular syntax is cap symbol anyhow. We are looking for the lines that start with this particular string. But here the braces, these braces indicates independent characters. It will treat this as independent characters. Yes, it will look for the lines which start with S. It will look for the lines which start with H. Look for the lines which start with E. It will look for the line that starts with L also. Okay. And inverse operation, we can also do the inverse operation. What does this particular command says? So this particular command works inversely for this one. Inversely, reverse. This particular one is printing all the lines that starts with S or H or E or L. But this particular command, we are inversing this. We are inversing this one. Okay, we are inversing this. So it will look for the line that does not start with S or H or E or L. This is an inverse one. Okay, you can try out. Let's see. It will print out all the lines which does not, you see, all the lines you can observe. Okay, those lines will not start with S. Is there any line that is starting with small s? Is there any line that starts with small s? No. Is there any line that starts with H? No. Is there any line that starts with E? No. And there is no line here. It is not printing any line that starts with L also. We are just inversing it. We are just inversing this operation. We can also use inverse operation like this. So this is the one I would like to search for, and we are inversing this, meaning reverse. It will behave in a reverse way. Okay, how to print the empty lines? I've shown you. I have shown you like in our file, we have some empty lines also. How to print the empty lines? I just wanted to search with dollar symbol. I want to search with this cap symbol and dollar symbol so that it will print the empty lines. Can you see? There are some empty lines. It is printing the empty line. If there are any empty lines in this particular file, there are many empty lines. Okay, we just left with some empty lines. You can see here it is an empty line. Here also we have two empty lines. Here it is only one single empty line. We have two empty lines. All the empty lines it is printing. One, two, three, four empty lines. At the end also we have some empty line. It is printing all the empty lines. Let me show you. Cat space hello.txt. Let's see one empty line. Here we have two, under shell script we have two empty line. This is one. This is one empty line and this is one empty line. Again at the end we have another empty line. If you want to remove, you can see. If you want to remove, you can edit, insert, escape. I have removed. Okay, I removed the empty line, one empty line. You can see now we can use that particular command. Now it is printing only three empty lines. We have removed the last one. Okay, this is one, and here we have. That's how we can print the empty lines by using with the help of this symbol like cap and dollar. Okay then. So what about this one -v? We know about -v. So either for the inverse operation we are using this. So this is the we know about like for inverse operation we use -v. -v is used for inverse operation. If you want to make any operation as a reverse way, so usually this particular command will print the empty lines. If you don't want to print the empty lines, if you want to print the non-empty lines, we can use grep-v, this particular command. Grep-v, that particular command will print you the non-empty lines. If you want to make any operation as inverse, it is printing all the non-empty line. No, it is printing non-empty lines. It is printing all the non-empty lines. If I remove -v, it will print all the empty lines. It will print all the empty lines. Printing non-empty lines, it is printing empty lines. Got it? So try to understand the last, okay, where we'll see this example, we'll see the shell script to understand like what does the shell script says. Shell script to delete the empty lines. Okay, this script is mainly for deleting the empty lines from the file. What do you know about this particular script? Okay, so far we have understood many things, but try to understand this particular script. What do you understand by this? Leave about all these things. These are the lines commented. We're using hashtags before each and every line. This is mainly for the developer purpose. Developer needs to understand this. What is the date that it has been, um, the script has been written, the purpose of the script. The script developed for deleting empty records. When did this script is modified? Who is the author of this particular? So like that, this is an information. This is just an information, okay, that the author needs to understand. But this is the script. You can see the script starts from here. Echo double quotes. We are just used double quotes. What is the meaning of this one? This echo command in the terminal will print an empty line only. You see, this echo command, echo with double quotes, will print an empty line in the terminal. That's it. It will print an empty line. So what about echo -n? It is not mandatory. Okay, it is not mandatory. It is just to print an empty line. What about this one -n? -n. This is mainly for leaving one empty line. Okay, this is just for leaving one empty line and printing the output. -n. Usually echo command, remove the -n and read this command now. What is the meaning of this echo command? Echo enter a file name to delete the empty records, meaning it will just print enter the file name to delete empty records. It will just print this particular string, enter the file name to delete empty records. That's it. But if I'm using -n here, this -n says that without adding a new line after the prompt, without adding the new line, the cursor will remain on the same line. Usually, the default behavior of the echo command, I told you. What is the default behavior of the echo command? The cursor will by default moves to the next line. If I'm using echo command anywhere, after prompting that particular string, by default, the cursor moves to the next line. But to avoid that, we are using -n. -n we are using to avoid the cursor going to the next line. Now the cursor will not move to the next line. The same line itself, it will ask for the file name. Whenever we enter the file name, it will take the file name and it will store that inside the variable called fname. If I give any file name, okay, it will store that file name inside this variable called fname. And what does this grep command says? grep command -v for inverse operation. Dollar, cap and dollar. This particular one indicates we are looking for empty lines, right? We are looking for empty lines. We are looking for empty records or empty lines. In which file? File name. Whatever the file name that user has given, in that particular file name, we are looking for empty lines and we are storing the output, entire output in a temporary file. What is this greater than symbol? We understood about this greater than symbol. Do you remember about the stream redirections?
Yes.
Second.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Such.
Sorry. We understood about this greater than symbol, right? Stream redirection. So output redirection, input redirection, and at the same time we have error redirection operator. This is an output redirection operator. We are just, so the meaning of this particular line is this entire line, whatever the thing on the left hand side, we are going to store entire thing on the output of this one. The output of this one will be storing inside a temporary file. So what now you can understand. We are just going to rename in the next line. What we are doing, we are just renaming it from temp to the original file name. Okay, whatever the operation that we are performing, we are just temporarily storing this in a temporary file. And after that, we are renaming move command. What is the meaning of move command here? Move source file name and destination file name. This TMP file name will be renamed as this F name. Finally, we are printing empty records deleted from the file. You have any questions in understanding this particular script? So far, we have understood the basics, but slowly we are moving to the script. So you have any questions in understanding this particular one? The first line, echo, double quotes, it won't do anything. It will just print an empty line. It will just print an empty line in the terminal. That's it. There is no use of this particular one. We'll just print it. Echo, enter a file name to delete empty records. It will just print a string like enter a line to delete empty records. That's it. -n option. What is the use? Why we are using -n? -n. Why we are using -n is usually the default behavior of echo command is after prompting this particular string, the cursor will move to the next line. The cursor will move to the next line. But if I use -n, the cursor will remains on the same line. I want the cursor to remains on the same line. That's why I'm using -n option. The cursor should not move. The cursor, I want the cursor to be remains on the same line. If you don't want, you can remove it. Okay, you can remove it also, no problem. But -n we use to make the cursor remains on the same line. Read file name, read command, read command is used to take the input from the terminal. It is asking for F name. This is a variable. F name is a variable. It is just asking for your input. Whatever the file name you enter, that file name will be stored as the value for this variable. If I print some, if I give the file name like hello.txt, so that hello.txt will be stored in this variable. The name of the file hello.txt will be stored in this particular variable F name. And grep command is used for searching. What is the pattern? What pattern we are using? Cap and dollar symbol. So it is searching for it is searching for empty records. Cap and dollar indicates empty lines. If I use cap and dollar, it doesn't mean that we are looking for empty lines. From which file? Whatever the file name that you have entered. And here you see, it is looking for inverse operation. It is not looking for empty lines. It is looking for what?
Non-empty lines.
Non-empty lines. So what it is doing, it is storing all the non-empty, it is storing all the lines.
Yes.
What is the logic here? -v stands for what? Inverse operation. So this cap symbol and dollar looks for empty lines, but we are looking for -v. -v is nothing but inverse operation. Inverse operation of this is what? Non-empty line, non-empty lines. All the non-empty lines will be stored. All the non-empty lines from this file will be stored in a file called TMP. Again, I'm renaming this TMP into our original file name. That's it. Empty records will be deleted. So the logic how we are writing for deleting the empty record, there might be there might be different logics. You can try, you can go through the Google and you can search what are the different logics that I have to delete the empty records. But this is one logic, what I am doing. I'm trying to find out all the non-empty lines. I'm storing in a temporary file. Again, I'm renaming the file. That's it. This is how we are doing it. Okay. Let me do it. Okay. I'm going to create a script. I'm going to create a script here. VI space script one dot something script one dot script dot sh. Insert. And I'm copying this entire script and pasting it over there. Escape, shift colon W. Cat space script.sh. You can see this is the script that I provided. Now I would like to run the script. How to run? We can simply run the script by using sh space script.sh. Can you see here? It is leaving one empty line, one line. Why it is leaving? In the script itself, we are using echo two double quotes, meaning this is the one which is used for leaving one empty line. If you want to leave any empty line, this is how you need to use. Leaving the line and it is printing the next line as output. Enter a file name to delete empty records. So the cursor is there. The cursor is still there at the same line because we have used -n option. We have used -n option. Okay, let me remove the -n option and show you later. But for now, what is the next line? Read f name. It is asking for the file name. Let me give like hello.txt. I'm just giving the file called hello.txt. It is taking like it is printing empty records. Script has worked on it. Empty records deleted from the file. Empty records deleted from the file. You can see by using cat space hello.txt. Do we see any number of empty lines here, empty records here? No. Earlier in the hello.txt, we had some empty lines, but now we deleted the empty records. You can see we don't have any empty lines. Got it? So what is the script? What is the script says? You need to understand what is the script says. We are simply using read command to accept the input from the terminal. Where it is just asking the file name, we are just providing the file name. That's it. On that file name, we are searching for some pattern. Grep command is used to search something. What is the pattern? This is the pattern. Cap and dollar, meaning we are looking for empty lines. But we are inversing this operation. -v stands for inversing this operation, meaning we are looking for non-empty lines. And we are storing all the non-empty lines from this particular file, and we are storing it temporarily in a file called tmp. Finally, that temporary file name is being renamed as our original file name, so that saying that empty records are deleted. Any questions in understanding this one? Right. If you don't have any questions, let's stop this. We'll also we'll be continuing this in the next session. And if you are okay, then we will also